Ahoy! We're the Boomershines, a family of 4 who've moved aboard a 56-foot motor yacht to do the Great American Loop and beyond. Meet Captain Mark. I'm Admiral Cinda. This is First Mate Belle and Bosun Rex. And we can't forget the ship kiddies, Angie and JoJo. Welcome aboard as we share our travels and triumphs, trials and tribulations, tips and tricks for life aboard Seashine.
Hello and welcome to episode 65. It's lovely to have you back. A little heads up for all of you virtual stowaways. This episode is short and sweet, but don't worry, we've got some wonderful episodes in the hopper. Let's join the crew in this little nugget of videography after 2 nights in the beautiful cove of Kitsilano Bay as we weigh anchor. Mark says it weighs about 65 pounds, silly Mark. And then, it's a short 4-hour cruise through Pointe Au Baril to the small outpost of St. Amans. Let's watch!
Good morning, happy Friday from Kitsilano Bay here on Seashine. We have been anchored here the past 2 nights. I say bay, but it's more like a little cove, and it has been absolutely perfect, super fun, very relaxing, and I want to show you something interesting about anchoring. First, I want to show you Charlotte. There's Charlotte. She's been with us for about a month now. She tucks up under there during the day while we cruise, and then at night she captures all the bugs for us and she eats them. So now we have Charlotte as a member of our Seashine crew. Let me take you up here to the fly bridge. First, I'll give you a pan of Kitsilano Bay. There's Sojourn. Yesterday, we've been here 2 nights. They unhooked their anchor, or weight anchor, and went up that direction. And they went and got a service done. They have an outboard motor, and it has to have a service every 100 hours, which is about a month. So they did that and came back and went right back to the same spot for last night. But this spot has just been incredible. There are 2 cabins. There's it right there. So I don't know, having a little cabin there makes you feel like if something happened, you got somebody there. But we took the blow-up kayaks and we went all exploring up in there. There are these rocks. There's all sorts of plant life in there. Rex and I paddled the kayaks into that little inlet where there's an abandoned boat. So that was cool. And Rex he went exploring on his own a good bit. He found right over there was a beaver den, massive beaver den. So that was cool. We got to look at that up close. But I wanted to show you the technical side of anchoring. So the wind blew a max of maybe 15 knots yesterday. Not too bad, but it definitely, makes you wonder if your anchor's working. But here is the way a perfect set anchor looks. So the boat, where's the boat? The boat is this little image right here. The anchor is that little image right there. Look at that, perfect circle. That means that we let out, how many feet of rope?
125.
125 feet of rope. It's actually, there's 50 feet of chain.
A little more than that.
And so if we were to measure somehow on this would be roughly a 300-foot circle. So the wind blew in every direction while we've been here for 2 nights. But when you pan out, here's our breadcrumb trail coming in, and then there we are just circling, and that is exactly what you want to see for a good anchorage. Isn't that super cool? So we're in 15 feet of water. So to make sure your anchor holds, you use what's called a scope. And a scope is just a measurement where a 7-to-1 scope means that you go 7 times 15. But you have to also account for, from the water to the tip of our boat is about 10 feet. So you have to add that. We don't have any tides that'll go up and down, but if there were tides, you would account for that too. But that makes sure that the anchor pulls sideways across the bottom of the bay here. There's Cinda. And that the anchor prongs go into the water versus straight up. Because if the prongs pull straight up, you're going to pull your anchor out, which is about what we're about to do. We're about to weigh anchor. We'll get some mud on there. And then we're going to go and have about a 4 or 5 hour cruise to a marina.
It's just been us and our buddy boat Sojourn and 2 cabins and some traffic. We got some boat traffic over there,
It's like a road.
but
Needs a traffic light.
our little cove here has just been heavenly. There's beaver dams. There was so much nature to explore and kayak and play around in. And
Rex and I jumped off the fly bridge. He loved it. We made a rope swing. Off the broken davit.
Cats explored the boat and had free reign because we were on anchor. Jojo almost fell in. You know, it's just been a glorious 2 nights on anchor. I get anchoring now that we anchored during calm winds and we held. Now, today we're heading out into the main body of Georgian Bay. It is the small craft channel is a little too risky for us in this section, so we are going from we're at Pointe Au Baril Inlet basically, and we're going to Wrights Marina, but it's in Bying Inlet, B-Y-I-N-G, or Bying Inlet. So we're going there today. It's about 4 hours of cruising, we think.
Yep.
Anyway, so we're gonna weigh anchor and head out shortly.
Weigh about 50 pounds.
Oh my gosh. But we'll be at the marina for at least probably 2 nights. Possibly 3 based on weather. So let's get there. Okay, bye-bye glorious little Kitson Bay. Thank you neighbors or cottagers for letting us stay in your bay, and look at that beauty. Look at them. Hello! That's awesome. Okay, so Pointe Au Baril is that way, and main Georgian Bay is that way, which we're gonna wind our way out. See, that would have been a fun little anchorage too. I don't know how deep it is, but it looks like there's a rock right in there. Highly recommend this anchorage right there. Right before this main thoroughfare to Pointe Au Baril. It was in the Kitsilano Channel. It was really lovely. Perfect blend of remote, but not too remote. I mean, we need to make friends with someone who's got one of these glorious houses so they can invite us over. Anyone? Anyone? Anyone?
We almost got one the other night.
I know, but the chicken tender failed us.
Laid an egg.
I just love all these houses. What's the This house. Okay, Marcus found his favorite lake house.
Love that. The little guest house. That'd be my
Got
studio.
a nice big dock over there. Pretty awesome. And now we're heading out into the main body. I mean, that's charming. And then what's back there, Mark?
Like a super fast seaplane.
The plane's parked back there. I love this place. Not the best place. Okay, they're boogieing. Look at this. Out into the wide open of Georgian Bay to get to our next stop for the night. So this area is called Pointe Au Baril in France, but it's Barrel Point in English.
And there's a seagull on the barrel.
What's the sign say?
Site of the original barrel.
That's so cool. That is like falling water. It's suspended over the water. That house might be my favorite because it's just tucked in. It's a compound. It's got so many rocks to play on, but it probably gets pounded by the weather. Because look. Hello, Georgian Bay.
Wind effect.
I like that one too. Very contemporary. Lots of rocks out the front. Having fun on our adventure today? Look at Georgian Bay. cottagers. I love it. We're on our way to Wrights Marina in Bying Inlet. How do you say it?
I haven't even seen a word.
But it's a little cozy through here.
Okay, we're in the booming metropolis of St. Amans, Ontario, Canada. Walking to the general store. It's very picturesque. This cute little barn on the island over there. There's the one street. We are at a marina, but there's nothing to do here. So we were going to spend 3 nights, but we're changing that, and we're going to spend 1 night. Well, this is cute.
Oh, it's cute. Animals, lovers.
Yeah. So anyway.
So many birdhouses.
Well, now that is a quaint little spot for the night, but let's definitely head out in the morrow for more adventures on the hook. Stay tuned as Seashine gets more proficient at Georgian Bay anchoring, and spend another 2 nights in a beautiful spot accompanied by some neighborly loons. As well as roasting marshmallows on a rock island, kayaking to a shipwreck in shallow waters, and apparently Admiral Cinder inviting us on board Seashine. Don't mind if I do. As always, shine on.